Well, hello, man caves. What are we doing today? We are going to do some more work on the Bonser. So we will be working down Man Cave HQ today and seeing how that floodwater's going. One quick job. A gear knob submerged in oil needs to go on our Bonser gear linkage we made. So I'm going to fish that out of there, put it on, and then put it in the van and we'll get going down to Man Cave HQ. If you're wondering why that's in oil, that's an old like plasticky baker lighty switch knob, and I was concerned because it had been sitting outside on an old Barford Atom for at least 40 years, probably all its life, and although that's in nice condition, I did worry that it was going a bit brittle and it had lost its black colour. It had sort of faded a lot. It had turned a sort of marbly grey. So I've had it submerged in this oil sitting on the hearth in the house in front of the wood burning stove. So I'm hoping once that's dried off, that will have soaked in a little bit, suppled this back up a bit. And yeah, got it nice. So without any further ado, I'll get this back on there and we'll load my toolbox and we'll get going. Next time you see, in about 10 seconds, we will be with the Bonser. So here we are, man cavers. We are on the track down to Man Cave HQ. First time since we had that flood in the field 3 days ago. Excuse the camera wobble, but this is a bumpy track. As you can see, this is where Man Cave HQ is. So, yeah, we're going to see what the field is like and see how everything's dried out. And hopefully it's dried out okay. So here we are. We will have a look and see what that's like in the field. Oh, the van is in the way, look. So we can't see. Jaguar! Let's have a look at this field, shall we? We'll have a look. There we go. There. Right. Let's get out and see what this field is like. See if we can actually get to that Bonser now. Without wellies on. Now look at all my engines under here. This is where they're all kept. Crossleys, something else. What's that? Kohler, I think. Crossley. Oh, I think that Ditz diesel's there. I don't know what's under this one. Ain't got a clue. I don't know. All engines under there anyhow. Oh, the water level do appear to have dropped substantially. Oh yes, it's still a bit damp. It is still a bit wet, but I can walk around there and I'm in my trainers. Do you remember when the Barford Atom, not Barford Atom, the Bonser, was all underwater? Well, he don't appear to be underwater now, where it's far from dry, but we can get to it all right. And we still have this water lay here, but luckily the camper van is now out of the water. That caravan is half out the water. But here's our Bonser out of the water. Well, that's very good. Oh my word, there has been some rain. Anyhow, let's get set up. Yeah, get this engine bolted in. We can get the chain on. I'm hoping to get the engine bolted in, chain on today. Get the footplate bolted in. I've now got the correct bolts for that. I haven't sorted out the clearance on the back yet, but I would like to get this thing possibly running today. But we'll see. Right, let's get set up. So here we are, man cavers. We have our engine plate, which this is going to bolt to the machine, engine's going to bolt to that. And if you're thinking, have you used a nice bit of 8-inch, 1/4-inch steel plate? No, did not have a bit of 8¼ inch steel plate to hand this size, but I did have some 18mm hardwood plywood. So that's what we're using. That's hard marine ply or some fine thing or other. It's quite dense and I think it'll be stronger. And let's face it, working with a bit of ply, it's a lot easier to cut and manage than a bit of steel plate. So I've got to lift this engine off, get this piece bolted down and then get the engine off. That's a heavy little sod. God, this little engine's heavy. That's on, so heavy. Right, I cut this the other day, so that should go in here, look. There we are. And we've got some slide on there where the holes are slotted. So we can do a little bit of chain tensioning. So let's get our bolts through there and hopefully we'll be about right. Hopefully, he says. There we go. Right. Let's get these on the bottom. This could take a bit of fiddling, because we're going to be getting round. There we go. There we go. And hopefully, if I've drilled these holes right, we should be able to come on this outer set of holes to allow this plate to come right. Where's my damn nuts? Where are they? Yeah. That's another one here. We're through. Back round this side. And we'll get these in. So gearbox is now tightened up, which is good. I ain't got the foot plate bolted in yet because I might need that out to get an engine bolt in. Shouldn't do, but you never know. I've got them hand tight. I need to line this engine up now. Moment of truth. Will the engine actually fit? I don't know. Alright, here's the special bolts I bought for the engine. Because the original engine bolts weren't long enough, so I had to get some that were just a tiny bit longer. There we are. So let's fiddle this engine back into where it needs to be. You heavy little stop. Ooh. They are heavy. Right. Oh, I've got to fiddle around and try and get them bolts in. But I'm doing it blind, so I'll stop the video and come back once that's in. Well, man cavers, the engine is bolted in. It's held in with, the engine is held to the plate with 4 bolts. The plate is held to the truck with only 2 to allow wiggle room. And then once we've got this chain on, I hope this is all done by eye. So I hope I have lined this chain up right. And you will be pleased to know the gear knob trick has worked. Look at that. That has now come out black and don't feel any minute like that's going to fall to pieces. So I think soaking that in oil has done something. So here's our new chain without dropping our split link. There we go. Now I've probably got enough here to do a couple of runs if I need it, if I cock anything up. So without getting too much in the dirt, I'm going to try here to get this chain fed round, and hopefully it'll be roughly lined up with this engine. Oh, look at that. And it is. Oh, that is perfect. Yeah, that is absolutely perfect. If I move the engine a tiny bit closer in, we can get it to that link, or we can put it there and move the engine this way and tighten it. Either way, that'll go. We've got wiggle room. We have got wiggle room, guys. Excellent. Don't that look better with a chain on? And I believe that chain is running straight. Excellent. Because I say we can run this engine without any electrics, because we'll have the kickstart. So really we'd only need a fuel supply to this, because it generates its own spark, and we should be alright. Alright, let me measure up and mark where that chain got to be. Alright guys, we are back with our chain. So we have shortened him. Here he goes. We've got plenty of wiggle room here. So we need to just pop this link in, and hopefully the engine will come back enough just to give it a little bit of tension. I'm going to have to come in from this side. There we go. Put the back on. There we go. And then slide the little keeper through. And this is where this thing drop off and I lose it. And it goes on the floor in the mud and the leaves, never to be seen again. I do hate working with chains. There you go, she's on. Right, our chain is on, so we need to drag our engine back. There we go. Give her a nice bit of tension. There. So our chain is on and got a nice bit of tension. So I can now tighten up these bottom engine bolts what hold this engine on. Isn't this looking good? Yeah, that's looking very good. So guys, I just want to say, I know most of you have subscribed, but for those of you that haven't, for new viewers, whatever, if you haven't subscribed, please do. It doesn't cost a penny. All it means is you'll be on my little list of subscribers, and YouTube will probably send a couple more of my videos your way. We are so close to the 10,000 subscribers that it's unreal. We have about 350 to go, and I would really love to get there by New Year. So come on guys, hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up as well, and hopefully we're alright. Alright, there we go. That's our engine on there, guys. I don't know whether this engine's over far enough, you know. We'll have to see how she runs when I kick her over. Oh no, there is a gap between the drive chain and the engine chain. Yep, that's fair enough. Oh, there we go. Engine is on. Finally. The engine is on the Bonser. I just got to put 2 more bolts in this main plate. I'll get to them. I just haven't got any down here at the moment. But we will get to them. Right, I think we can be getting the kickstart on. What's this clutch cable doing? That's got to come round here now we're sorted, isn't it? There we go. Where does this clutch cable have to run? Under the chains, over the chains, round the engine. I think that got to come here, look. So our clutch cable has got to come through here. There we go. There we are. Absolutely perfect. So clutch cable's on, chain is on. Oh, we will need to hold this clutch cable up off this chain somehow. I'll probably I can cable tie it onto that bolt, look up there, and that'll hold that off that chain. That'll be fine, absolutely fine. We can sort that out another day. Right, let's get the kickstart on. Let's get the kickstart on. I'll tell you what we're going to do first. We are going to bolt in now. We're going to bolt in this engine plate, foot plate. Because that needs to go on now, don't it? We need to get the engine plate. Now we've got the engine plate sorted, we can do the foot plate. There we go. Right. Let's be getting a few of our... Let's get a few of our M10s here, M6s. And get this plate bolted in. I think we're going to go belt and braces and use washers either side as well. We might as well, mightn't we? We only do this once, guys. We only do it once. There we go. Let's get some of them washers in there and all. There. Right. Let's get these bolted in. These are a fiddly thing to get to. Thought these were easy. There we go. That's one in there loosely. That's two. I think I might have to edit this bit out, guys, because you're going to be bored stiff just watching me faff around getting these 8 bolts in here for this foot plate. It's hardly riveting, is it? But we're getting them in. Right guys, right now we're going to get the kickstart back on. I have it pushed on where it needs to be. Hopefully I've got a long enough bolt. I have, but that's a just. Can we get our nylock on there? And hopefully right, that's now starting to go on the nylon. Where's my 13 on my ratchet, guys? Here we go. Oh, I still like walking, you know, in a marsh. This is horrific to work in. It is literally like a quagmire here. So as much as it looks dried out a little, it is dried out a little, but it isn't. If that makes any sense to you at all. There we go, we're getting tightened up now. There we go, I can see the kickstart nipping up. There you go. She nipped up, guys. Right, now if everything's right, this should, in theory, kick the engine over now. If I give her a hoof, that should fly the engine over. Look at this mud though. Cool. It does. But it only does it on one flick of compression. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to start it on that. I am pleased we're going for electric start. Right, I am walking, look at this, I'm working in mud this side, mud this side. This is really not nice. Right, I'm wondering what we can do now. Exhaust. I want to try, if I can, see if I can get this exhaust unscrewed, because what I really wanted to do was have the exhaust come down and go underneath the mower, underneath the machine, so I don't have to cut that hole in the back of our engine box. I would rather put a bend on here and have the exhaust come down, if we could, out, and put a little silencer under there. But one thing we do need to do before I forget, as we never topped up the axle oil in this axle, did we? If you remember, we done the gearbox oil in the gearbox, but there's a little fill bung in there. Look, we could fill that axle up. As I am getting slightly fed up now of walking around in this mud. Of course, it's bloody awful. But we have progression, we have engine on, chain on. Once I've sorted the exhaust, we can get the seat box back on. I do want to check my gear linkage as well, just to make sure I have got that. Just to make sure I've got that gear linkage sorted out correctly. Yeah, because I've got this, we've got our gear knob, haven't we, which didn't stick up out of the little thing, so I could put this back on now, do that axle oil, but I think for the time being we'll try and get that exhaust off. I don't know, I really should have brought some heat with me, really. I haven't brought my blowtorch with me, but I might be leaving this for a bit until this mud clears up. Of course, it's horrible to work in, but we will do this axle today. So guys, we're here with our engine box. Here is our linkage. What happens is this axle here bolts down the bottom of this bracket in here, and your gear knob comes through and it just moves up and down. So let me see if I've extended this by the right amount, because I want a few inches sticking out here. Number one, to give us a bit of leverage to actually change gear. Right, let's get this nut and bolt out here, because we've got little springs and everything on here. Look, there's a little spring, a little washer, and this, and I think that comes this way. Oh, it fits. Right, can we get the bolt back in? Right, I think it's got to come this side. Sorry, I'm just looking inside, guys, as to which way this got to come through the hole. Oh, I think this gear stick is a little bit too thick. That don't quite fit through the gates. Look, we've got to shave a bit off that where it comes through. Let me get the length where this comes through, and then we'll have to address that, won't we? Right, it does come through this side, okay. Oh, I remember how it go now. Yeah, we put the spring in here, don't we? That's right. And then the washer and the nut on. And then that goes down to our gear blinkage. There we go. But it is the right length. It is the right length, but the gear stick is a bit too thick to go through the gates. Right, so we do need to shave this off. By scrag, I can mark where that is. But then we've just got to grind a little flat on there, so we know we're going through. Do you know what I mean? But that's something we can take back to Man Cave and do. For now, we're going to do this axle. I just wanted to check my little thing was going to work. Let me get the tripod through here. There we are. Right, let me get a spanner to fit that. Right, guys, I'm in here. Let's see if we can get this sump bung somehow undone. Okay. Sorry my language. Oh, there you go. She was tight, mister. There. There. Well, there's no gear oil coming out. So that's a good job we checked it. Here is our gear oil we're using, just to go in this back axle. And, yeah. So let's get him in there and give her a few pumps till that start coming out. Oh, that's taken a fair bit, so I reckon there weren't any in there, you know. Right, it's now starting to come out. So let's get our bung back in. She's had a good 5 or 6 pumps there, which probably equates to about half a litre. So I think it was a little bit low. There you go, she's back in. So let's give him a little tighten. He only want a nip up. There we go. So that is our axle oil. Also finished. Right. I think we might have to call this video about here. Because to be honest with you, I'm fed up of walking around in this. I mean, my trainers are filthy. It's quite windy today. Not pleasant, so I think I'm going to call this video a day. But we have got our engine bolted down on Bobby Bonser. So the engine's bolted down. Chain is on and tensioned. Both chains are tensioned. So we've got no bit of tension on that one. No bit of tension on this one. So yes, I think we are good to be going. This is most excellent. We are certainly getting on with the Bonser. And Chris, I hate to say it, this front wheel, buddy, it's coming out again because I have obtained the correct tyre to go on the front. So we've got to lose this car tyre again, and I've actually found a 4x12 Chevron tyre. I got a pair from what an auction, but they are on an old wheel. So I will be bringing you this wheel and another wheel probably in the new year. Haha. Right. Like and subscribe, like I say. My tripod is well and truly through the bed of the truck. I'm going to get this all covered up and get myself home because I'm fed up of jamming around in the mud. Right. I'll see you next time. Bye bye from me, and it's bye bye from Bobby. Ha-ha! The Bonser auto truck. Or to be exact, Bonser Model T 1958.